Marcus in Georgia, a vaccine worker, then Charlene in New York, medical worker. We're going to let our guests go. They'll be back later this week, graciously. Marcus in Georgia, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Alex?
Good, sir.
Yes, I work for Novartis. We're the number 2 flu-making vaccine company in the world. And
you guys just brought out Novavax, which was one of the CDC's organizations that advanced the Mexican flu fright.
That's right. And first with the adjuvants and everything that you mentioned, yes, they are in there. And I read news articles in which they mentioned that it's not in there. They're lying. And
I know it's admittedly on the insert, admitted on their own website, and the news is. See, even if you believe that it's good, how do you believe people who are always lying? I'm sorry, sir. I'm going to shut up because you're a key person, Marcus. Tell us, as a vaccine worker, what's going on?
They're rolling out with a new one that's supposed to be a 1-dose vaccine, in which they said that the 2-shot vaccine no longer will be required, and they're going to offer it to the employees and also to the family of the employees beginning late October 21st, I actually believe is the actual date.
What do you do for the vaccine company?
Well, I work for the daughter company, and I get all the information due to the intranet part, the dailies. I have all access to all the information in which.
What are the workers saying? What are the workers saying around you?
Well, the younger people, I'll say maybe in their mid-30s and below, they're not with it. They don't want to take it. But a lot of the older employees, I think just due to the overwhelming media hype, they fearful of it, and a lot of them going to go ahead and take it. But I'm warning a lot of them, and some aren't doing their research, and they're going to think about it. We had meetings on it this past weekend in which they went down a full outline on the way that they're going to prescribe it to the employees. They haven't made it mandatory yet.
Are they discussing making it mandatory?
It's a discussion. It's a discussion that's taking place.
Well, what they're doing is gauging whether they can make you take it. The federal government, we just confirmed this, it's up on prisonplanet.com in my stack, sent out questionnaires to CEOs and corporate leaders asking, will you follow orders for quarantines, forced inoculations?
That's right. The new one that they came out with that the FDA just approved, I think it's called Celtura, the MF59 adjuvant cell-based cultured one. They have it ready, and I think that's going to be one of the ones they're going to have available for the employees.
Sir,
but
what do you...
They say that one's not available to the population yet.
Oh, yeah, they get to test it on their own people.
What I did hear in the beginning was that there was going to have 3 of them, and from one of the doctors that I talked to, they mentioned that this was his opinion. He said they're going to have one that was going to turn the immune system off. Then the second one would be the one in which they will prescribe.
Alex, I just want to mention that Dr. Horowitz, if you go visit his fluscam.com site and you check under the vaccine package inserts link, it does list all of the documents from the pharmaceuticals with listing the ingredients and the warnings on them.
Yeah, yes, we have every single one of the vaccinations. We've got the package inserts now posted, freely downloadable on fluscam.com. And you can see even the manufacturers are telling you all the warnings about it.
But then meanwhile, Reuters is saying there's no problem and there's no adjuvants, there's no mercury, all lies. Ladies and gentlemen. So what are the employees saying as you know this stuff's in there, but the media is saying it's not in there?
You know what? When we interviewed the other day in Safeway supermarket, we interviewed all the employees, and no one was going to take the vaccination. The pharmacist, like I said, had no clue whatsoever, and he wasn't going to take it.
Yeah, they're just finding. But in closing, Marcus, what's the bottom line with people you're talking to? I mean, are your coworkers smelling a rat?
Yes, they are, and I printed off the insert for one of them, the fluverin, and on the warning and precaution, it does mention the Guillain-Barré syndrome, and it says on the insert, if Guillain-Barré syndrome has occurred within 6 weeks of receipt of prior influenza vaccine, the decision to give fluverin should be based on careful consideration of the potential benefits.
Yeah, we need to get that up on Infowars.com. Do you have the Fluvarin posted up on FluScam, Dr. Horowitz?
Yes, we do, Alex. Just connect to FluScam.com, and you'll see the new page that's there.
All right. I want to get Paul Watson to do a headline. Flu vaccine maker admits link to Guillain-Barré, which killed your mother, Dr. Horowitz. Sorry to mention that.
Yeah.
No, it's painful. We can save lives here. But again, then we need to show how they're hoaxing, saying it doesn't. Man, I hear that Dr. Dean Adele every weekend on the radio saying that's not true, and then the insert says it.
Yeah, but you know what? But the insert itself is a fraud, because you can't simply say at 6 weeks it's a cutoff. If you've ever had Guillain-Barré, it means that you have your system engaged with antigenic complexes and immune system sensitivities that are going to be aggravated hideously by these new injections.
This is unbelievable. God bless you, Marcus. Stay in contact with us. Anything else?
I got one more point that you mentioned about the microchips. With me working for Novartis, I also had access to another story that was linked on their website. Microchip in blood pressure pills nags patients who skip some medication. So they do have the microchip ready.
No, they're saying they're going to make people, they're considering making you take a chip to prove you've had the flu shot. That's mainstream news. I mean, we're entering the twilight zone. Thank you, Marcus. Final caller, and then we've got other key flu and economic news coming up after the break. And then Dr. Jerome Corsi joins us as well. Charlene, New York medical worker. You're on the air. Thanks for holding.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Alex. I've been trying to call for a while now, and I just wanted to really, as a person who's experienced great health most of my life, I swam every day, played tennis 4 hours at a time, and was in perfect health, worked in the medical field, and had a chance to, unknowingly, receive the hepatitis B immunization, the trifecta. After receiving the third shot, I moved to a different work site. So 3 weeks later, I was noticing some very photosensitivity. I was waking up in the morning in my head. It was really weird. It looked like a corpse. It looked like there was no blood. It wasn't like pretty and pale. It was like a corpse head. But I still had never heard of any kind of bad reactions to things, knowing I was in the most excellent health you could be in. Anyways, just to make a long story short, I want to let people know out there that the neurological storms that came upon me shortly after that it's like being stuck in a Stephen King novel, and I'm not kidding.
Well, they admit it causes the brain to swell. Dr. Horowitz.
I don't know. The hepatitis B vaccine, just look at the documents in the affidavit on the hepatitis B vaccine. Give it to 12-hour-old infants whose immune systems aren't mature yet is absolute genocide.
And we wonder why the kids are all dull and half retarded now. It's soft kill weapons. Ma'am, call me back again with more. We're out of time. Charlene, because tomorrow we're going to put the phones up again for victims and other people. God bless you, and I'm sorry that happened to you. That's why I want to warn people. We know, and they just keep killing us. The Gardasil, they keep killing us. They're dying. They're becoming paralyzed. FluScam.com, Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com. Continue War Room there. We'll have Dr. Horowitz and his investigative journalist friend, Ms. Cain, back up this week. In fact, as I put you on hold, Dr. Horowitz, with my producers, let's set a time up for you to come back on the next 3 days with the latest updates as this develops. This is a war room here as we try to warn everybody. Dr. Horowitz, Sherry Cain, thank you so much for your incredible courage.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Stay there. We're going to set you up again. And we got a bunch of other medical doctors coming up. We got Sherry Tenpenny. We got Dr. Blaylock. We've got Stan Monteith, the doctor, coming on. Dr. Ron Paul this week. Total coverage. Stay with us. More straight ahead. Key info.
The New World Order beast is genetically modifying your food, mixing vegetables with animals, and now experimenting with viruses. Without a long-term food solution, you will have just two options: starve, or surrender. All canned food supplies will eventually run out. What then? Grow your own healthy food and feed your family forever. SurvivalistSeeds.com is now the nation's largest bulk heirloom seed company, and it's owned by a real patriot, Big John Lipscomb. You can now have an infinite amount of healthy vegetables like a watermelon, a bundle of carrots, or tomatoes for a little more than a penny each. SurvivalistSeeds.com. And now you can go into business with Big John at SurvivalistSeeds.com by becoming an affiliate. See his link at SurvivalistSeeds.com.